Welcome to the Earthtide Studios podcast. I'm your host, Zak Knight, and I'm here with my gloriously moustached and slightly cheeky co-host, Dan Ralph. How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. Always cheeky. You know me.
Yeah, especially when you've
sitting in here at Earthtide Studios recording some podcasts.
Yeah, having a fun time. You got to pat the cat before, and that was luxurious and very fluffy.
Oh, he sure is fluffy. I sure do love petting cats.
That's for sure. I mean, look, he was a bit grumpy when you got in because I hadn't fed him yet, but that's okay. He's been fed now, and
he full tried to bitch slap me.
Yeah, well, that's because you were getting up in his space.
Yeah, I was just patting him. He was fine. He was enjoying it. He was purring. He was like rubbing his face up against my hand, and then did these 3 tiny little bitch slaps to my hand and ran away.
Yeah, well, you were trying to get on the seat, and he was on the seat. You were trying to take
doing nothing of the sort.
You were trying to take his throne. Yeah. Well, anyway. It doesn't matter. Bygones be bygones, and Gandalf will probably forget because, let's be real, he's a cat. But anyway, so this podcast today is we're just going to put a disclaimer here. This podcast was probably one of the most fun ones that we've done by far.
Yes.
But this podcast is not for the faint-hearted. This particular episode, that is for sure. And if you're not into hearing somebody with a very heavy old man opinion on things, then best turn off right now. But otherwise, if you like things going a little interesting, and if you like your comedy and you like the music industry, then this episode is definitely for you, because who did we have on, Dan?
We had my oldest and dearest friend Jordy Mitchell on.
You can't see right now, but Dan looks slightly embarrassed.
Not embarrassed at all. I love that man. He's fantastic.
No, he's not embarrassing. It's just more that
look, there was a lot of banter in this one. Things got a bit personal at times. So
suffice to say, I don't think that we're actually going to have a more personal podcast episode than this one that we just had, especially because it's Jordy, and he is literally one of your closest, if not your closest friends. So he really knows way too much about you that you don't want the rest of the world to know.
I should never have let this happen.
You shouldn't have let that happen. No. But yeah, look, honestly, we could talk about this for quite a while, but the episode will really speak for itself. And if at any stage that you feel that you have a problem with anything on this episode, please feel free to let us know, either, on our Instagram, on Facebook, or send us an email as well. What's the email address now? It was earthtidepodcast@gmail.com, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. That's right. I mean, we should know our own email address.
We really should. That'd be a thing to
do on a professional podcast. Yeah, sure. Which is what we've got right now.
Of course.
Anyway, on that note, if you guys enjoy the podcast, please just let us know. We would really, really love if you could put a review on iTunes for us. 5 stars is great, but look, any review will do.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
And if you did like what you heard from Jordy, you can check him out at jordy.comedian on Instagram, or he runs a room at Death or Glory on Chapel Street in Paran. So definitely check that out.
No Death or Glory is actually part of the show. The venue is called Death or Glory. But I mean, if you want to turn up and challenge Jordy to a cage fight, I'm sure he'd be open. You'd probably lose though.
Potentially.
Anyway, on that note, let's get into the episode, Dan. Let's do it.